Hello and welcome back to the Free Me From Me podcast. This is a podcast that is all about escaping the maze of self-centeredness by embracing a God-centered life. What I realized in writing the book is that this phrase, free me from me, really hits everybody a bit differently depending on which of the four roles or layers of the me maze they resonate with the most, but then also decade of life. And so I'm talking in this podcast to people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s who would say performer, comparer, avoider, or controller. And today I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Donald G. Donald, how are you today?
Pumped to be here.
This is
Had a phenomenal morning.
For those of you who don't know, we did an event at South by Southwest a year ago.
Yeah.
Over a year ago.
A year and a month.
Which is where we met originally.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't too long after that, we were in this studio, but it was the Afterthoughts studio.
Yeah, I did the first Afterthoughts podcast.
And your life changed pretty dramatically after that.
Yeah, my career took off from that podcast.
The phrase free me from me becomes very relevant after you've been on the Afterthoughts podcast.
yeah, the ego that can come from it.
It really bolsters the old ego. But Donald, you're a stand-up comedian.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten to do some stand-up together.
2 incredible shows. Record-breaking in the city of Austin, you could say.
Bro, those were honestly 2 of the best shows.
It was very fun.
Well, they're the only 2 shows I've ever done, but stand-up comedy is so much fun.
Yeah, it's a blast.
And I want to get into this today because this phrase "free me from me," I'm sure is relevant to you as somebody who is constantly performing, but that's not the word we're going for.
Yeah.
And comparing. And so I asked you between the 4, which one stuck out to you the most, and you said,
I mean, performer in the performance capacity, but in reality, it's more so comparison and controller.
Yeah.
Not as big of an avoider.
You're really not.
No,
You're
no.
like, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Which, listen.
in relationships, in life, and anything.
I'm trying to become more like that. And so you inspire me in that regard. And so this will be 20s is the decade of life that you are in.
That's a big group to represent. I feel
you are
some pressure.
Yeah. Every single person in their 20s is looking to you now.
Yeah.
So
all 10 million of them in the U.S.
So 20s comparer is what we are diving into.
I do
today.
feel like there's probably a difference between 25 to 30 and 20 to 25.
Oh no! Don't make me
Yep.
split this up into
Yeah, you need to find a young Gen Z. I'm an elderly Gen Z.
How old are you?
27.
Yeah, it is funny. There's such a big difference.
Yeah.
Between 22 and 27.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, I think about myself when I was 22 and it's embarrassing. I think about myself when I was 25. It's embarrassing.
Wow, dude, now you're so old.
Yeah.
You're 27.
Yeah. Old and wizened.
Yeah. Well, thank you for reading the book.
Absolutely.
Let's start here. This phrase, free me from me.
Mm-hmm.
As a stand-up comedian,
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine you experience your fair share of comparison.
Yeah.
Can you just walk us through comparison in the world of a stand-up comic?
Yeah, I think there's a lot at the very beginning. A lot of because you're trying to figure yourself out.
Yeah.
And forever there's always been in the arts and comedy and music, there's always been this upper echelon of people that everyone sees, and they're not just selling out a comedy club, they're selling out a theater, and now they're selling out an arena. And
it's so funny that there's a built-in steps to being a comic.
Yeah. I mean,
and
there's
just in case you weren't comparing yourself before.
No, for real.
That's a thing, right? Club, theater, arena.
Yeah,
is that the progression?
Yeah. I mean, it starts off like an open micer.
Yeah,
right.
And
then it's a local comic.
Yep.
And then it's a club comic, which is a professional comic. There are a lot of club comics who are professionals.
Cap City, where we did stand up. That's a club.
Yes, that's a club.
So
and that's
comic,
a top tier club.
Well,
yeah,
no big deal.
We killed it. We're a big deal.
Not to compare ourselves to other comics, but
I do. It is so funny to me that your guys' first comedy shows ever were one of the best clubs in the country, and also the people you had booking those shows, incredible.
Well,
shout out to Range.
Yes, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of comparison, we get to the end of this epic night, sold out Cap City, just about great audience. They were
so fun.
A lot of like art people, so they were laughing.
Dude, the Red Rocks audience
easy.
is awesome.
Yeah,
they're great.
And then Donald pulls us aside in the green room and is like, just so you guys know, this is like as good as it gets.
Yeah.
It's not just like this the whole time.
It is though, for real. Like that show specifically is as good as it gets in comedy because, like I said, like people came because they care about you. You know, they cared about you, Doug, Matat, maybe 5% cared about me. And like there was this feeling of excitement and packed out in a room of 200, 300 people. And like Dave Chappelle, for example, when he built his club in his hometown, built it for 250 people. He could have built whatever size theater he wanted. But like that is the best version of comedy. Yeah.
That's a great room.
Yeah, it's so fun.
And it felt so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get thrown into this world where there's the club comic, there's the stand-up, there's the open micer, there's the club comic, there's the theater comic, there's the arena comic.
Yeah.
Like how can you not compare yourself?
And you always do.
Right.
Yeah. And there's so many, it's funny, like so many comics will say when they're starting out, they're like, I wish to be a road dog. Like I just want to be a comic touring the road, doing clubs. And that's like the club comic thing. And that's where a lot of people get really good, right? Like Nate Bargatze did that for a decade kind of vibe. And then once you get there, immediately you're just like, I just want to sell out a theater. You know what I mean? Like that is the first thought. And then you sell your first theater and you're like, I want to be an arena comic. And it's immediate. There is like, obviously you want people to have a feeling of like appreciation. I think people do, but it's just the kind of person who gets to that point always then looks towards the next one. And so, yeah, it is funny. You'll hear that on all different levels of comedians, you know?
Wow. Yeah, you just keep chasing the next thing.
For sure.
Because there's always going to be somebody funnier than you who is selling out more seats than you are selling out.
Yeah, you had that list of like 4 things. Like there's always someone funnier, smarter, prettier, more successful or whatever.
Yeah. Yours is funnier.
Yeah. Well, prettier too. A lot of prettier people out there than me. That's why I'm funny, I think. I wanted that pretty privilege, but I had to build it for myself.
Dude, the best line of the night for you was our friend Drew was in the front row.
Oh, yeah.
He said something along the lines of like,
I was like, you're the 225 I want to be.
so good, dude.
Yeah, I'm 245, so that was a little generous.
You know what's funny with comparison, from my limited experience as a stand-up comic, is even like in the green room.
Yeah.
In the night. Yeah. Like what do we call the lineup?
Yeah, lineup. Yeah.
It's like if there's going to be 8 comics in one night, there can be comparison traps happening.
100. Every single show I've ever done, for sure. Yeah.
Because there's almost like a pecking order to the order.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's funny because comedy it's not objective, but it can be, where it's like this person objectively did well, or they didn't. Where you started and like you get a laugh and you're like, oh, I did good, and then you're like, oh wait, I had a great set, and you're like, that's good.
Yeah.
And then there's like, oh, like you killed, and then you can also, once you get to that point and you're amongst 8 comics, you do start to be like, okay, who killed the most?
Interesting.
And you can totally tell because the decibel level of the laughter, right? The like all of those things.
It's like an easy metric.
It is. It's a really easy metric.
The goal is to get the loudest laugh possible.
Yes. Yeah. And hardest and longest.
The longest. Yeah.
And
you hear comics when they say like they're crushing. It's just like constant laughter.
Yeah. That rolling laugh. And like you get it sometimes and you don't get it always, but people will definitely always compare themselves to like, oh, I did better than, I'm in the top 3 for sure. So I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Okay. So in both of our nights, it was just us. It was like it was you, me, Doug, and E, and Chris.
Yeah.
And so I didn't feel that at all.
No. Yeah.
I would imagine though, when it's like comics that you don't know, do you ever feel yourself like backstage getting like jealous or like,
oh yeah, when someone's like crushing and you like, if you didn't, or if you're like gonna come up, you're like, oh man, I want to be better than them. For sure.
Do you ever cheer that, hope that somebody won't get laughs before you?
I mean, I don't want to like fight it or like, cheer against anybody,
right,
especially in comedy, because you can all win.
Yeah.
And it is funny too. Sometimes the shows that you like think you're going to do the best at, you end up doing the worst at.
Oh,
and vice versa, where it's like if it's an empty room and no one's laughing, but you go up there and you give it your all, sometimes that's the best show ever.
Yeah.
And then other times, you do a theater and it's just mid.
Yeah.
you know? And you're like, wow, man, I wanted that to be good. And it was just not. But yeah, there's definitely I think, especially I found this at the beginning levels when I started doing comedy, like at the open mic and local comic, and then club comics a little different, but like at that level, because I was doing that 2 years ago or a year ago, not that long ago, there was way more competitive nature and comparison at the lower levels than at the top, right? And like as I've like sort of transitioned into doing a lot like of content creation for comedy, like political satire in a more internet space, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah.
But like the level of competitive nature and the things that come out of like some of the things I'm sure we'll talk about of like, I think comparison can be the seed of entitlement, where there's like this thing of you're comparing yourself to this person. You're like, I deserve that.
Whoa.
Right. And I've definitely done that in my life, but I felt that so much when I was starting out in comedy, where people are like, I've been doing this for 5 years. Like, I deserve that success. Like, why did they get that? And
comparison is the seed of entitlement.
Yeah. And I really feel that, where it's like, okay, well, this person did work really hard and it worked for them. And like, where is that feeling of entitlement to those results or those things coming from? And the vast majority of the time, it's not out of even your own vision, it's out of comparison.
Wow.
And that's something that I've definitely felt at the beginning of sort of the comedy career.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I was very entitled. I can still be very entitled. Like I really have tried to take that out of my life and like recognize when you are feeling entitled, but like is it entitlement or is it delusion to think that you can be successful? And then even worse, that you should be.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of crazy, because I've definitely had years of my life where I was like, I should be this person, especially before I really started doing it when I was like in college.
And that real quick, so that I should be this person.
Yeah.
Is that because you look at them and you go, I feel like I am just as, if not funnier than them?
Yeah.
Or is it I've worked harder than them? Or where is that like mentality coming from?
I mean, I think if you like boil it down to the most basic, it comes from ego.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Where like you have this ego, and then ego and comparison together create that entitlement where you're like, I deserve, or I'm really good, or whatever it is. And you see someone else having the thing, whether it's Benson Boone or whether it's the comic who's opening for a club comic you've never even heard of. Yeah. Either way, you can still have this feeling of entitlement of like, I should be there. Like that should be me, which hopefully I don't exude that now. And I feel like when I was a teenager or like starting out, there was definitely like a feeling of that more so. That I very much try and get away from now.
Interesting. Yeah. So through your 20s, this idea of comparison has matured a lot. Like, would you say you find yourself comparing yourself less now than you would have when you started out?
For sure. And interestingly, like I'm sure this is rare, but I think actually succeeding in it, like being very successful in specific, not the selling tickets portion of like being a comic who's like touring theaters, because I'm not.
Yeah.
But in the content creation side of like having the months of this past year, right, where we were in the top 0.001% of creators in the world, which is crazy.
That's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about like that world and what you do?
Yeah.
And the content that you create.
So effectively do political satire as this fake French reporter. Yeah. And it started as just like sneaking into political events, and then has like grown. So we did like 120 million views in the past 12 months of a mix of like interviewing very famous politicians and like pulling pranks. Like I just interviewed Senator Mark Kelly, who's the astronaut, Navy pilot. And I did like this clip with him where I did an interpretive dance of the United States economy. And so I brought in an interpretive dancer and read a poem.
Brought in one. So
I was reading the poem, and then this interpretive dancer was doing an interpretive dance in front of a U.S. senator,
like explaining what the economy is doing.
Yeah.
And he was like happy or sad.
He was like happy or sad and doing very provocative,
funny
dance moves.
And the senator's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, the senator was like, this is really weird. Yeah. But then he thought it was funny and played along. But sometimes they don't, right? Senator Kelly's cool. He was really fun. But like those sorts of like satirical pranks, and then also stand up in character. But it was just a really good year. And during the year, it didn't necessarily feel that way.
Right.
But
you're in the 0.001 top like tier
Yeah.
of content creation.
yeah, especially on Instagram, right? Because it's all on Instagram, and like now we're expanding out. But like, yeah, my like management team did an audit recently, and it was crazy.
Okay, so that's amazing, and congratulations. Now here's the question: how is that sowing seeds of entitlement for you? Like,
Funnily enough, it was the opposite, and that's what I was saying earlier. Where like, I think very rarely does success in a thing maybe lead to less entitlement, but for some reason, for me, I feel like I was compensating before I had any like success with ego and entitlement, or like the comparison thing was more important, because now I'm realizing, like, I realize, it's just me. Like, it's just like you are yourself, whether you have 120 million people who viewed your thing last year or 100.
Yeah.
Like, there is literally no difference in who you are as a person.
Right.
And
your identity is not as attached to it anymore.
No. And I think part of it was just like, I really wanted it. I wanted like to do it and achieve the thing. And it was a justification for like wanting it for so long, that success was. And like, now it's more of a thing of like, I get to do it, which is something you talked about in there, right? In the book, of like that transition to being like, oh, I get to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping I can retain that attitude.
Yeah.
Obviously. And like, still, like, our goal is to go from 100 million to 1 billion by 2028.
Great.
Right. Which is a crazy goal. And who knows if we'll achieve that.
Yeah.
But I'm not as like,
I've got
attached.
to has become I get to.
Yes, exactly. Right? Exactly. And I don't have this like emotional like knot in my stomach of like, oh, you have to do this thing.
Right.
And you'll sacrifice everything too, which I still probably will.
Of course.
But like,
yeah, I bet you even work harder now that it's I get to.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're freed up to not do this to try to find your identity in it.
Yeah.
But to realize like life is short, and God put me on this earth and made me really funny and really into satire and politics for some reason. And so I'm going to run after this as hard as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly.
Which is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I mean, why political satire?
I don't know, dude.
I love that.
I honestly don't know. I mean, like, I think if you'd asked me when I was a kid, I was like, I'm gonna be a musician. Like, that's my life, which I still very much want to do. And like, after this sort of chapter, and like, there's a couple things I really want to like finish. Yeah. I want to pivot back to, right? Because I've loved that forever. I honestly don't know.
Dude, I think it's
just
hilarious.
started. I started because I found it very funny. Like, the goal was to do, it felt like everything was so partisan. I was like, could I do political satire in a non-partisan way? Yeah. That's like just true. It's not like doing it for a political purpose. Right. And then it started working. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me like keep going. Yeah. And it was funny. Well, this is one of the notes that I wrote down from the chapter.
You bringing notes?
Yeah, dude.
You're the first guest to bring notes with you.
Really?
To this. Well, not to compare yourself to other guests.
Yeah. I'm getting prepared. Yeah. I'm the best out of all of them. My girlfriend's gonna be one of them.
That's right.
Yeah. Tell her that.
Yeah. That's how I'll open.
Yeah.
So far, Donald's been the best guest. How do you feel about that? We're going to take a vote at the end of the podcast about who is the best guest, and then you can compare.
Nice.
Who's the best. So I'll let you know.
Love that. Yeah. Do an Instagram vote. I'll share it on my story. I'll win. I've got the biggest following for sure.
This is why we're talking about comparison.
Exactly.
Donald.
But no, no, I forgot my note. But the sort of political, leaning into the political satire. Oh, yeah. It was the leaning into political satire. There was a time period where I was doing it as one aspect of what I was doing. Yeah. And I was just doing, you talk about like being like yourself at the center of the maze, right? And like, I was doing everything that I wanted, but not being successful and not paying attention to like the path of, I think like success and purpose that was available to me.
Oh, interesting.
Where it was like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this like Louis Laurent character, and I'm doing musical comedy, and I'm doing like actual meaningful music, and I'm opening for a country band, and I'm whatever, right? Which shout out Flatland, you're the best. But like there was all of these different things, but there was this very clear path and sense of purpose that I felt around doing the political satire stuff. And it was like laid out in front of me in a way where it was like all these things just kept working and working and working. And like I resisted it for a while because I wanted to be viewed as more than that. Yeah. And there were like things that were really important to me that I was like, but I don't want people to be like, oh, he's a political, I want to be like, oh, he's a musician, oh, he's a whatever. And I think I got to a point where I was like, you can let go of all of that. Like you can let go of that and focus on the thing that is, you feel a ton of purpose and drive and like a path that you see set before you to do, and do that fully, and then return to the things later that you also feel driven to do. Dude. But like it very much was and there are parallels to this where it's like, instead of being focused on me, it was focused on creating the thing to the best of the thing's ability, like outside of yourself. Yeah. Right. Which is like, are you putting God at the center? Are you putting the audience at the center? Is another really important question. Ooh. But either way, that like moving away from yourself as the center of the thing, where it's like, hey, look at me for all this cool stuff I do, to, okay, what is the greatest version externally that I can create, and focus on that. That changed everything for me.
Free me from me, I think, is one of the best prayers a creative can ever pray.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Nothing trips up creativity faster than
yourself. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
Even like, I hope this frees somebody up who's watching this. Like, when it comes to what am I supposed to create right now? Yeah. It's like, I don't know, try things.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you're constantly stuck in the comparison traps, constantly stuck in the meme maze, it's like, well, I don't want to just try things because my thing won't be as good as like this person over here. And what I hear you saying is like, so far in the first 27 years of your life, you've just tried a lot of different things creatively.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of it has started to stick.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll change 2 years from now.
Yeah.
You know, maybe this will just be for this season until this election in 2028, or who knows what it will be.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll come back to meaningful music. Maybe it'll be satirical music. Maybe it'll be a combination of those two.
Yeah. Like, or it might just be a dad, you know? Look it up.
Heck yeah, man.
I'm just retire, be a dad.
I love it, dude. Yeah, that would be.
It's kind of the dream, honestly.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
for sure. But it's like, that's the thing about creativity is like, we're just following what the Holy Spirit's doing.
Yeah.
And it's just a day by day thing.
Yeah.
And when you get out of the meme maze, it becomes so much more freeing.
Oh,
because you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna make what, for me, the best advice I've ever been given for writing books is write the book you wish you had.
Yes. Yeah.
And what I feel like you're saying is like, I make the stuff that makes me laugh.
Oh, 100%.
The most.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And there's, I very much make the things that make me laugh that I find funny, and there is a balance between the two. But like, I think I talked about this on the last podcast that we did with Afterthoughts. But there was a moment where I was working full time.
Yeah,
like I was doing consulting, and I had like I had transitioned from college. Thought that I would have like in college I would have found the thing that I was like supposed to do and felt really called to do in like music or comedy or whatever it was, and be successful enough that by the end of it, I wouldn't have to have a full-time job. And that was just not the case at all. Like, I was not successful at anything remotely close enough to be a full-time musician, creative, whatever, right? Like, not even close.
I see you like making like a life plan.
Oh,
just, like be successful enough that this is all you have to do, and then you have to just like cross that out.
Dude,
put like a thumbs down next to it.
Dude, that's not far off at all. Like, that is very close to what happened. I didn't cross it off. I just moved it down a little bit. I've always been hopeful. But I like had this full like confidence in myself. I was like, I'm gonna be able to do this, and then I just didn't. Yeah. And that was one of the first moments that I had like the most clear sort of direction from my soul of this concept of, it's like, hey, you are not in control of this at all. It was literally my first day at work where I was like, wow, I feel very, very, very deeply that I have failed myself and failed my like true purpose and meaning. Like I felt really lucky in my life that I've always had a very intense conscience and very intense like feeling of purpose and desire, and like this sense of like, this is a vein of stuff that you're meant to do. Yeah. Not that you're meant to be famous, not that you're meant to do whatever at whatever scale, but like this is the thing that you are meant to be focused on. And I had, fun to talk about comparison, I had gone through, and this is one of the things I wrote down, 4 years of college and 4 years of high school before that, being the greatest student in like the history of my high school, and top 40 kids to apply to the college I went to and got a full ride to do that. And then 4 years of college being like a straight A student.
Yeah. Until
my senior year where things really took a downturn. But like all the way through that.
You just crushed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a decade of all of those things. And I don't say that as like a thing I'm like, oh, I'm super proud of. But all of that was driven and motivated by comparison, because I did not care at all about engineering. Right. Not a single drop of like interest internally or care. I did not care. I did not care about multivariable calculus. I did not care about Calc 3. I didn't care about linear algebra. I didn't care about any of these things.
What did you care about?
Comedy and like music and performing.
But why did you work so hard?
I worked because it was comparison. It was like, I am going to be the best. Okay. And I am like highly driven.
To every other student.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like highly driven by competition. Like I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
And I like that. I love competition. Yeah. And I think competition and comparison are very different.
That's interesting.
But comparison, why was I doing this thing that I didn't care about and being competitive at a thing I didn't care about was comparison. And it was such an easy, like the school system for high school and college is so easy to get plugged into the comparison game,
right? And
not the pursuit of the things you're meant to do, because it's very clear metrics of comparison. And when you're getting that like dopamine hits over and over and over of like, you got 100%, everyone else got a 40, you got a whatever, it's like very easy.
This is fascinating.
To fully pursue something that you have no business being a part of for your purpose.
Right.
And that I did that for literally a decade. Wow. I got like, again, high school, college, an undergrad and a master's degree, and then into consulting at a really cool, really amazing job. And like that consulting company was great. Like I have zero qualms about it. I just got there and I realized, wow, I did all of that for other people. And out of this thing of like, I'm going to be the best. I can be the best in this system.
Yep.
And it wasn't meaningful at all.
Dude, okay, so we're tapping into the deeper waters here, because I'm a huge fan of being great at things that we do.
Yeah.
Right? Like pursuing excellence in our crafts.
It's fun.
And so I wonder if you have thoughts on this. What would you say? There's a competitiveness to me where it's like, whatever I do in my craft, I want it to be excellent.
Yeah.
What would you say is the difference between healthy competition, being competitive, and unhealthy comparison?
I think comparison is ego, right? Okay. Where comparison comes out of ego, where it's like, why am I not that level? And competition comes out of drive.
Ooh.
Right? Where like competition is, I want to be the greatest. And the greatest is not always in comparison to others, right? As like an artist or an author or whatever, you can make incredible art, like Rick Rubin, for example, great example.
Yeah,
I don't know how many #1 singles and things he's had. I like from all of the books and like podcast things I've listened to from him. He wasn't driving and doing this to be the #1 single of the year. Yeah. It was.
I feel like he always says like, I don't know anything. I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, well, you know how to do something
really well. But like, I think that's like competition or drive, right? Where it's like, I'm pushing this to the greatest point it can be. Like for me with like the satire stuff I'm doing now, I know exactly where I want to push this thing.
Yeah. Because
like, I know the things I can do to achieve a thing that people will look at like and try about being a performer, but like it's like that is the greatest version of satire that could have been made in this time. And that's the drive. I think that's competitive. Whereas in January, I had this moment, and I'm sure AJ can attest because we had this conversation, where there's this stuff going on and some people that I'm friends with were like doing content, and it was like 10, 15, 20 million views on 2 pieces of content. And I was so mad.
Oh, interesting.
Because I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's comparison.
That's right.
And then I went and did my own version of it.
Yeah.
Like kind of let it go. And I was like, okay, I'm going to like create my own thing around these topics that I find meaningful. And then I also did 10, 20 million views on content that was very true to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's like kind of the difference, right?
Interesting. Yeah. The healthy drive that gets you to go create your own authentic version is healthy.
Yeah.
The sitting at home spiraling, being mad
about
at
numbers, about like the amount of people that viewed it or whatever is the comparison.
And what's funny about like, it's almost like competition is birthed out of an abundant mindset. Knowing that there's more than enough for everybody.
Absolutely.
Comparison is birthed out of a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Where at some level you feel like their million views is taking away from you somehow.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not.
There's more than enough. People are addicted to their phones. They're going to keep watching. There's plenty of views to go around.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? But man, to anybody who creates anything out there, scarcity will crush your creativity.
Yeah.
Having a mindset of abundance. We talk about, Doug and Ethan and I talk about that a lot at Red Rocks, where it's like, we all preach on the stage, right? So we all always have another sermon coming up.
Yeah.
And so there's this temptation, like if Doug's preaching this weekend and he asks me something and I've got this thought that I've been working on, there's this temptation to hold on to it because I have to preach next week.
Yeah.
And I've just learned over the years, we've learned over the years that that's the wrong way to think about it.
Absolutely.
That's putting a limit on what the Holy Spirit wants to do.
Yeah.
Is God has more than enough ideas for us, and we're all one team anyways. And so let's share ideas freely and not worry about who gets the credit.
And I think that's applicable to every form of creativity. Because like I remember when I did, I was at Second City in Chicago, which is like a comedy conservatory / performance venue in the summer or some summer in college.
Yeah.
And that was like the biggest takeaway I had. And it fundamentally shifted my approach towards creating and like putting things out in the world, because I had previously had this like idea that like an artist is going to create one masterpiece that will define them for the rest of their career.
Yeah.
And in reality, all of the artists that I was looking at had written 700 songs and released them.
That's right.
Or had written 1,000 jokes and released them. It was just the one that you hear about that defines it to you as like a consumer. And the concept of don't be precious with your jokes.
Ooh.
Don't be precious with your sketches or whatever. Make, release, and then make again. And that approach fundamentally shifted it. And it also, again, makes you a lot less prone to comparison or like the vices of comparison, because if you are trying to make one thing in your 20s that is going to be your like magnum opus, you're going to be very bitter and angry and frustrated because you didn't release it. And then when you do release it, it's not going to do great. And then like all of this pressure that you put on yourself, again, like the self-centered approach is very negative. But then if you have this external thing where it's like, hey, I want to create for an audience, or I want to create for this purpose, you can make 5, 10, 20, 30, a million things, and then some will perform, some won't.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like I had a funny notification recently of like, we'd released, when I say we, it's like the team, but in reality, it's the royal we, because it's just me.
The we makes you sound better.
Yeah, a lot better.
No Sotros.
I don't know why I was doing that. I was like,
me and my team were talking today to myself.
Now I do have a team, which is great. But the royal we for about 90% of this has been one person.
Yeah.
So we'd release 125 pieces of content on Instagram, for example, which feels very shallow when we're talking about God and to start comparing to Instagram, but I guess that's the career. We released 125 videos, and our total viewership on those videos is like 130 million views.
That's awesome.
Which is crazy to look at the average, like, oh, that average is 1 million views. But that's not how it works. Out of like the first 50 I released, there was probably 5 million views.
Yeah.
Out of the second 50, there might have been 30 or 40.
So there's something exponential and compounding about the whole thing.
Yeah. And it's like there's one video released last July that is at 20, 30 million, right? And it's like that video is not my greatest achievement. I don't think, but it was the video that achieved the most notoriety.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, if I had been trying to make like and control the sort of like, oh, this is my magnum opus of things I'm going to release.
Yeah.
That video that I had that mindset for has 30,000 views.
Yeah.
You know, like didn't do much.
Yep.
And
because there's so many other factors at play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a really freeing thought to remember, is like, stop being so precious with your ideas.
Yeah.
And stop comparing your idea to somebody else's like best whatever.
Yes.
Their Netflix special.
Yeah. Because how often are you comparing the thing that you made, which maybe is your 30th video, to someone else's 30th video?
Right.
Not very often. And if you are, that's a very concerning level of commitment to comparison.
Yeah. You are like, I'm going to find their comparison.
I'm going to find their 30th video and see how I'm doing. They released it 7 years ago.
When they were 27.
Yeah. I've scrolled 600 pages. But like, most of the time you're comparing it to their most recent or most viewed thing recently.
Right. That's right.
When in reality, maybe that moment for you is going to come in 3 months. And you wouldn't know. None of this was valuable or healthy.
Yeah.
And so, I think the past year has helped me sort of let go of that. And obviously I will continue to compare because I'm, fail. But
but your point earlier, Nate Bargatze was a club comic for a decade.
Yeah.
But it's easy to like look at what he's doing now.
Yes.
And then compare, I would imagine, to where you're at. And you're like, oh no, but he's so much better. It's like, and this was the progression. Like, this is how it works.
Yeah.
And you can get bitter about that, or you could just stop. You could escape the comparison trap.
And I think one thing, you talk about getting bitter. I think getting bitter for me, or like in general for a lot of creative people, comes out of when you are expecting others to choose you. Right? Where there's this level of like need for external affirmation of the things you're doing. Because again, drawing it back to like comedy at the beginning, like a lot of people get bitter because they don't get booked to host at a comedy club. And so the only people they've ever performed for are other open micers. And that's a really tough spot to be in. That's a really hard place to escape. And it's very easy to get bitter. It's like, why did that person get that opportunity? And it's an external thing of like, this other person got chosen. And then same thing for like, going on tour with Nate Bargatze or whoever it is. Like, why did they get that and not me? Whatever. Where the real solution is choosing yourself and making your thing that is so uniquely successful for you that no one else can tell you no. And no one else can stop you, right? Because that, I think, is where like every level of like highest success comes from, is choosing yourself and not allowing the decisions or choices of others to make you bitter. Like, obviously, I think every comedian deep down would be like, oh, I'd love to be on SNL because it's like the coolest thing. And like, I feel really lucky in that I've been able to like be around a lot of people on it and be up there and like get to see it. And I've never written for it, never been a part of it. Right. And if that happens, it happens. But I have no feeling of bitterness if that never happens in my career.
I love that.
Because I've been able to see it and been able to like choose myself and do something different and have a level of success for my own self where it's like, oh, wow, this is so fun and uniquely cool to what I'm doing.
Dude.
And that to me is like a really good gift of like the past year.
Yeah, that's life out of the memes for you.
Yeah.
Is where you go, no, I know who I am. I know who God calls me to be, and I'm just going to create that content.
Yeah.
That feels authentic to me. That feels like me. That feels meaningful to me. And
when Lauren listens to this, if you want to put me on,
well, you're not going to say no.
Lauren definitely listens to your podcast, right?
Yeah, he's been tuning in.
Yeah.
We're going to have him on. I think he wanted to be the controller.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one for him.
So
that's so funny. But no, it definitely feels that way, because obviously there are times in I think every comedian's like pursuit that they do feel that. Yeah. Whether it's, I want to be on a Daily Show, I want to be on SNL, I want to be in a movie, I want to be whatever.
Yeah.
And you do not have to feel that.
Right.
It's not productive.
No.
Either.
It's just crazy because there's like a built-in hierarchy to this stuff where we put, for whatever reason, we put SNL up on this top tier on the Daily Show, and it's probably just like based off views or whatever.
Long-term clout and success.
Yeah.
And now even more so, views is even easier, right? Where it's like every single thing you make is ranked against everyone else's stuff that they make, and it's viewed accordingly.
So for me in the book world, like on Amazon, they literally have the ranking. So every day you get to see where you're at compared to all of your like favorite writers.
That's brutal.
And how much worse you are than them, or whatever.
I wrote down your comparison to Gollum.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny and true. I've had that on so many videos. We're like, come on, 10 more thousand views, I'll be at 100K.
Dude,
you know?
Yeah. Donald's referencing in the comparison section of the book. It's when Single Today, my first book, came out. I was not in a great place, just in a good headspace. And I was new to all of it. I didn't see it coming, but I just got like sideswiped by this comparison trap thing. And so I'm like literally in the backyard refreshing Amazon. I bought a copy of my own book on Amazon to try to up it, which is like,
you're like, I'm third.
It's like the biggest fraud thing you could ever do. You know?
I'm going to buy 500 copies. I'm going to be JFK's grandparents.
Yeah.
Do you know that story?
No.
JFK's grandparents bought like 10,000 copies of his book to make it a bestseller when it first came out.
That's funny.
There's just warehouses of his book bought by his family.
Yeah.
That might be wrong, but might be.
I'm going, nobody ever fact checked Donald on that. We're just going to call that a fact.
Yeah.
But it's real, right? It's so easy to like, what is that? What would cause me to spend $18 on my own book that I have so many copies of and is on my computer to help a ranking go up a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
By one book. It wasn't even like you figured out a way to do 5,000.
It didn't move the needle.
Yeah.
At all. It just cost me $18.
C.S. Lewis because of the one book you bought.
And he's been dead for 60 years, man, and he's still out selling.
That was a great line. Thanks, Clive.
Yeah, whatever, Clive.
Yeah. That's so funny.
It makes us do really silly things.
Yeah.
Right? Comparison does.
Yeah.
And I'm just so over it, man. Like, I'm so over caring about that. Because that's not where the best art comes from. The best art comes from being free from yourself.
Yeah.
And caring way more about honoring the Lord and loving the people that you're creating for.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like, this sounds frivolous as I say it, so please forgive me for the
it's a great word choice.
Thank you. I've been reading a lot recently.
In a book.
Yeah. But like this is meaningless in some ways, but also meaningful, for I guess me, because it was something I really cared about at the time and like still care about, right? Like success in a career, doing things you love and whatever. But like the moment things started working was when I literally in my car after that first day at work just had like kind of had a breakdown and was like, all right, God, I cannot do this by myself. I have tried. And if I'm meant to do this, like, please make it possible. Like, show me how I am meant to do this. Wow. And if I'm not, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like maybe that dream, the bitter, like, cause from a dream can come a lot of bitterness and anger and resentment if it's not met. And from that, time frame of 8 years of pursuing, great education, but a career path and things that I had zero interest in, was a lot of anger and bitterness and resentment towards myself, towards my family, towards the people I was competing against, towards all of these things, where it was so unnecessary and sad, right? And by recognizing, hey, like maybe that version of that dream is over, and that's okay. And if I'm meant to do something like this, like I want it to be God's plan, not mine. Because if it's mine, it's always going to end in bitterness and resentment and frustration and anger at myself, at the people around me. And that was literally the moment, like 2 months later is when everything started to take off. Because I let go. I stopped like seeing this version of myself that was like, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. And I was like, what if I just like do this stupid character that I think is really funny and I don't think it's gonna be like the crowning achievement of my life, but like I think this could be really funny for people.
Yeah.
And then I did it, and with a sort of abandon of not caring if it worked or not. And it worked, and it became literally a full-time job. That in a way that I was not even close to achieving with any of the other things that I was like so dead set on. And I like, it's not a coincidence that the moment that I like had that prayer, said that prayer and let go was the moment it all took off.
Dude, if I've learned anything, it's that new life always comes on the other side of death.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the story from the Dominican in your book, the Jamaican lady.
Yeah.
I was really hoping you would have like done it in an accent in the book too.
You're working on it.
Your boy, you need a seed.
Yeah. It's true, man. I was preaching to a bunch of pastors and I was trying to perform. I felt myself like trying to wow them. And I'm talking about Galatians 5 and the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, self-control. And there's like literally, there's a hand raised in the back of the room, which is our nightmare.
Yeah.
You're a crowd work guy, so you would have thrived.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I have to like plan everything out beforehand, you know. So that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
You know. And so I like try to overcompensate by like talking louder, you know, like pretend like I can't see the hand raised.
Talk loud enough that the hand goes down.
And then she just walks up and I sit down and pull out my journal because she goes, "You missed a step. A seed after it's planted has to die first.
Yeah.
Before new life can sprout."
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, that's what needs to die in me.
Yeah.
Is this like desire to wow the other people in the room, to perform, to compare, to like show everybody that I have what it takes.
Yeah.
Like this lady, she doesn't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Like, she's so beyond that in her own life. And the Holy Spirit's just like speaking through her. And I have this moment where I'm just sitting back like, man, that sounds so much better. Just being a vessel that God uses however God wants to use me.
Yeah.
Whatever way he wants to use me.
Yeah.
Not being too precious with any ideas or anything or whatever. Just going, today, God, you've got me here. And so free me from me and let me be a vessel for whatever you want to create through me.
Yeah.
I don't bat 1,000 at this, by the way.
No,
that's literally why I wrote the book. But in my better moments, like that's where all the best ideas flow from anyways.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I totally agree. Like, and it's funny, I think you can point to moments you're like, oh yeah, like I sort of, had that moment of letting go or dying to yourself or whatever the term you want to use is. Yeah. But it happens over and over and over. And it has to happen over and over and over.
Yeah.
Because you can do it and then things build back up and you build up those same expectations or dreams or things that you want around the thing that has started to work or the thing that is your purpose. And then all of a sudden it's no longer the true meaning and like spiritual purpose, but it's now your vision for yourself again.
That's right.
And yeah, I think it's also funny, like the tighter you grasp onto something or a dream, the worse it feels when it slips away, And I think that's a big part of it for me, where by being open-handed with it and being like, hey, like if this is meant to happen, like please let it happen. And if it's not, that's okay. It is infinitely better. Yeah. For me.
I heard Will Ferrell just hosted SNL.
Oh, really?
And he was talking about not to bring up SNL, man. I know it's a sore subject for you.
No, I'm pumped, dude. I love SNL. I love watching it.
He was talking about when he decided to move to LA to like give it a shot, to give it a go. He said his dad told him, I have no doubt in my mind that you have what it takes. And then he goes, also no, there's a lot of other factors that go into like quote unquote making it other than just talent. Yeah. Like there is a lot of it. Some of it's luck. There's all these things. And so he goes, so go give it your best go. And if at any point it starts to feel like not fun anymore, just know that it doesn't, you can stop anytime. Yeah. And as he's explaining it, and I butchered it, but as he's explaining it, you get the sense that his dad was like teaching him how to let go of the results and just be freed up to go be himself. Yeah. And then see if it turns into something or not.
My dad did not say that, but that's why I read the Bible, And I just spit on the table.
Do we want to talk about it? We want to get into it?
No, I think we're good.
That's so funny. What's that like? Must be nice, Will.
Yeah. Man, Will with all the advantages.
But there is something like so sweet about that, right? Is like he had this freedom to go, I can go into this and just have fun and go for it.
Yeah.
Without all this pressure of like, I've got to make this happen
Yeah.
to prove to myself that I have what it takes, or to prove to my dad that I have what it takes, or to prove to whoever that I have what it takes.
I can have one of those moments for myself when I was, that 23, kind of same exact time, right? When I was like, letting go and enabling myself to actually pursue it, without a fear of failure and these things, because I said to myself, I was doing consulting and it was great, right? Again, great company, great job. Like it is somebody's dream job. It was just not mine. And I was like, okay, if you are 29, it was 5 years at the time. So I was 24 at the time. I was like, if you're 29 and broke, but you gave it all you could and you did everything you could to pursue this thing, that's not failure.
It's great.
That is success.
It's great.
Because you used this very unique time in your life to pursue a thing you loved. And no matter what, it was the same kind of thing, right? Where it's like, if this isn't fun anymore, this isn't meaningful, you don't find passion and purpose in it, it is okay. And it is also okay to be broke, because are you doing this for money? No. Are you doing this for fame? No. Like, and once you release those two things of like the basis of why, you get to a much more deep sense of why are you doing this? And that totally changed my mindset, because like, I think so many people, especially in the arts or any startup or anything you're doing by yourself, like you see the success case of rich, famous, it's someone with a ton of money, success, all these things. And you view that as the why, but that is fundamentally against and different than what the actual why is that gets you to that point.
Yeah.
And I just let go of it. And I was like, okay, like you can be, if you're 29 and you're sleeping on somebody's couch, but you just, had the greatest show of your life, that is a success. Now, once you turn 30, no more. That sucks.
That's your line.
Yeah. Bro, 30, that's embarrassing. If you're 30, if you turn 30,
you're doing the second column of Ryan's dumb podcast idea thing.
Yeah. If you turn 30 and you're sleeping on someone's couch, that is rough, dude. You got to rethink some things. But like for me, it was just this thing. I was like, okay, like if that is the definition, if that is my reframing of how I'm viewing this, that gives you a lot of wiggle room and a lot of space to go create and try. And like, I was lucky in that I had friends who were willing to let me sleep on their couch, right? Because I like let my lease go in Atlanta and I didn't have an apartment or a place to stay for a year and a half.
Dude.
And I was just fully trying to do the thing, sleep on my friend's couch, stay at my aunt's house, like doing it. And didn't feel any kind of way about not having money or fame or whatever. And then it slowly built into a thing that was like, oh wow, now you're making more money than you would in consulting. And that's crazy. Like that is nuts.
That's awesome.
And the next year I'll be 28 and it might all go away. But whatever.
But you're not 29 yet, and you're definitely not 30 yet. That's what's most important.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I have so much respect for you in so many ways. One of them, I told you this, we were walking back from a comedy show on 6th Street. We're in Austin, Texas, and 6th Street is like where all the comedy clubs are. Comedy is such a beautiful art form. It can also be a really dark place at times. Just a lot of comparison going on. And I watched you like interact with all the different comics and walk through 6th Street. And I told you, you're basically like the pastor of that, of the comedy world. It's cool. Like the way that you just interact with people, that you're like cheering them on and encouraging them in such a way that it like, they were all very like shocked. Like, wait, does Donald actually like care about my set and wants to like cheer me on and wants me to make it? Because everybody gets so like territorial, it feels like.
For sure.
And it's clicky. Really cool.
Very clicky.
Very cool to watch you like be a light in that place, man.
Thanks, man.
We need it.
I appreciate it. In college, I had some people talk to me about like they got like mad or whatever at me for something. And they're like, I don't feel like you're actually that nice. Like, I don't think you actually care. And I was like, I do. Like, I actually do. I'll stop. Like, didn't realize this was bothering you, but like, I actually do want you to be successful and care, you know? And yeah, like comedy attracts really unique, interesting people. And I think all of them have their own mental health issues, you know?
Yeah, sure. As we all do.
Yeah, including me.
As we all do. Last question, just to get really practical here at the end. You are at a comedy club and there's a good lineup and you walk out before your set and you watch a comic just crushing it.
Yeah.
And you start to feel yourself comparing yourself to them.
Yeah.
What's one practical tool in your tool belt that you've learned to get out of that comparison trap?
I think, I mean, you talk about breath prayer.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily do breath prayer, but sometimes I do. Like sometimes I literally I pray. Yeah. And it's not as like, it's not like a church prayer in the sense of it's like, oh, like, you know, talking about Jesus or talking about whatever, but it's more so talking about like, all right, God, like whatever's meant to happen here, again, let it happen.
Dude.
And like all I'm here for is to have as much fun as I can with the people I'm with. Yeah. And a big part of that too, I think comes from like, you know, comparison again is a zero-sum game. And you can reframe those moments in ones that are like a win-win, where you're looking at this and you're like, hey, like they want you to step out on stage and be the happiest, best version of you that you can possibly be. And as long as you are, again, pursuing your purpose, not one that you're like, oh, this is, I'm controlling, but like a purpose you actually believe in, that gives you a lot of leeway to succeed or fail. Like I had a funny story about this. I did my first set at the Comedy Store recently, which was sick.
Right.
So
like, cool.
Very cool moment.
Club in LA, one of the most like historic.
Top 2 in the world.
Yeah. Would you say Cellar and Comedy Store?
Cellar and Comedy Store, for sure. Yeah. And so like to do your first set there was awesome. Yeah. And the lineup ahead of me was like good, but not incredible.
Which room were you in?
The belly room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so lineup in front of me was like good, not incredible, but like good. And then all of a sudden, Mark Normand, who is one of the best comics in the country, and I forget his name, Levi something. Again, a comic that's been doing it for 30, not maybe 30, but 20 years, like incredible. Yeah. They both get put on the lineup, not after me, before me.
Perfect.
And people were doing 8-minute sets, which is a normal like feature length, whatever. Yeah. They got put on before me and they each do half an hour. And so by the time it gets to me, I'm now at the very end. I'm like closing out a show with these absolute killers. And I'm going to do 8 minutes after they've done effectively a headlining set or half of one. And I'm like, dang, this sucks. Because the audience was tired. They were not up for, 2 hours of comedy, whatever. And I went out on the stage and I had I thought it was funny, joke roasting the host. Turns out they're all friends with the host. Yeah. Did not find it funny. Yeah. First 2 minutes of the set, I'm like trying to figure out what is going on. Like how am I bombing? Yeah. At my first show at the Comedy Store. Like this is the worst case scenario.
It's gonna be the most lonely feeling.
It was horrible.
You're trying to find the room and you can't.
And then I was a little like, you know what? If I bomb, who cares? And I literally said, I was like, all right, y'all hated that. Let's get into it. And then I like went into my full set of the Louis Laurent story and murdered for the last 7 minutes. Yes. And it was one of those things where, again, if I had I was in my own mind, because like when you're bombing, you want to 100% get in your own head. You're sort of on autopilot. Like, okay, like why didn't that work? How do I make this work? Like
Mark's so much better than me.
Yeah, like why? And my manager is standing there with agents from CAA watching me, being like, "Oh, this guy's not that good, Lauren." Yeah. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, wow, I might lose my whole management team off of this because like it was bad. And then I was just like, again, I was like, you know what? Who cares? Like, I was going to say a bad word there, but I was like, who cares? Like, I'm here to just like do what I can do the best for myself and have fun. And if this goes horribly, whatever.
You know what just clicked for me as you were saying that? comparison loves to live in the darkness. So comparison would love nothing more than to get in your own mind in that moment and keep you shut down.
Yes.
Where you're like, I can't draw any attention to this right now.
Yeah.
I need to find a way to dig myself out of it. Instead, what you did is you just shined a bright light on the awkwardness of it.
Yeah.
You're like, well, one of the best comics just went before me and my opening 2 minutes bombed.
Yeah.
And so how are we doing?
Yeah.
And from there on out, it's like you turn the lights on in the room and
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
We're with you now.
Yeah.
'Cause
You're
now
recognizing the room.
You're not pretending to be something that you're not.
Yeah.
You're not trying to dig yourself out of this like comparison trap that you're in.
Yeah.
You just acknowledge it. And then all of a sudden you're like freed up to be the comic that you are.
Exactly. And you're freed up to like have this honest moment with this group of people where there's nothing funnier than that, right? Is like true honesty of like,
oh yeah.
All right, y'all, that I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even like that. You know, like
That's
I wrote
so
that.
interesting.
And this was not fun. Let's talk about something different.
So the discomfort that people feel in the room is when somebody is not funny and they're trying to pretend like they are.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
But when you just name it,
Yes. When you are honest with what is happening in this space, in this experience,
everyone goes, great.
and you're not
Same
again,
page.
Yeah. You're right. That did suck.
Dude, that's how you outsmart the comparison trap. You just
100%.
be super honest about it.
And the performer aspect, right? Of like this feeling of a spotlight. Literally, there is a spotlight on you.
Yeah.
And you can have this thing where you're like, so many comedians and people at the beginning, me too, right? At the beginning, you're like, I'm a performer. And you're like, you put on this act. And that's what those first 2 minutes of my set were, because it was not right for this place and these people. And then, you know, like you said, being fully honest and shining a light on the reality of the situation.
Dude,
And they'd be like, let's find something y'all do like.
that's so good.
It totally changed. And you walk out and you're like, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And they don't even remember the first 2 minutes.
I don't care.
They don't care.
Like, yeah, it was great.
They don't care at all. And
That was great.
That was another thing where like you realize you're like, oh wow, no one, and this was a big part of like, I think again, letting go. You realize that no one cares.
Dude.
No one cares.
In fact, they're cheering for you. They want to
Yes.
laugh. They're there because they're there to laugh anyway. So they hope you
Exactly.
do well too.
All they want is for you to do good. And like
Yeah.
that is in so many aspects of life, like whether it's in like content creation. I remember I had this like realization where I was like, I can't put out videos that only have like 10,000 views or whatever. And I was like, oh wait, no one saw it.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I was like, yes, I can. And it doesn't even matter, because if no one saw it, no one saw it.
Yeah.
It only matters if it is successful.
Right.
And that was like, oh wow, okay, cool. You can just delete a video if you want to, and which like I wouldn't actually recommend, but that realization that nobody cares is very freeing,
That's the best.
because it's like getting away from the performer,
That's
right?
the best, dude.
Where you don't have to do this,
Bro.
and if you are doing it, it needs to be for you, rather than, or for purpose, right? The purpose you have, rather than for the other people, because they're not even watching anyway. Typically.
That we just hit on something really profound. It's the same thing as like, it's why confession I think is so admirable.
Yeah.
When somebody just goes like, hey, I just wanted to bring this to the table.
Yes.
I've been comparing myself to you for the last year, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing that. You know my heart. You know I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it, and so I just wanted to say sorry. And
Yeah.
yeah, like all for me, it's in the context of like, if I'm about to preach and somebody walks in the room who I respect a lot,
Mm-hmm.
who's like a great communicator,
Yeah.
I'll feel myself start to go into like performer mode.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm comparing my best stuff to theirs, you
Yeah.
know. And I've had moments where I've had to tell them like, hey, I just want to say this before I get up on stage. I'm comparing myself to you right now. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
And they've all been around the game long enough that they're like, yeah, it's okay. I'm cheering you on.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
on the same team. We're
And thanks for
literally on
telling
the same team. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're shining a light on it now, and now it doesn't have a hold of you anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it just, comparison loves the darkness, man.
Yeah.
Comparison loves it when we just don't name it.
Yeah.
So if you just start talking about it,
Yeah.
it becomes the most freeing thing in the world.
Yeah. And
That was really profound, man. Thank you for that.
I agree.
Donald, you're a gift, bro. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
being
dude.
on the Free Me From Me podcast.
Absolutely.
Any final words of encouragement for us?
I'm glad we made it through fully church appropriate.
I'm proud of you for
I'm
that.
pumped. There are a couple of moments you're gonna watch back like, why did he pause so long?
What was the word he would have said there?
You know.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Free Me From Me podcast. This was the 20s was the decade we were in, and the Comparer was the layer of the meme maze, and we have just completely outsmarted it.
Yeah.
And we're on our way out of the meme maze.
Be
Donald.
honest with it.
That's it. All right. See you next time.